Hey, Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on July 17th, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me is Xance. Go ahead and say hello.
Greetings, how's it going?
Things are going pretty well here for me. I understand you're still pretty busy there with all your training, is that correct?
Oh yeah, I've been busy since I got a new job, but right now it's just a lot of learning, and that's it. So what my job did is they put me in a university for 3 months, and I'm going to be learning different things there, and then afterwards I'll be heading to where I'll actually be working for a whole year.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Definitely been,
nice.
Best of luck with all that there.
Mm-hmm. Best part, while I'm here in this university, I don't have to pay for housing.
Woo! Ah, that is nice.
The best thing.
Alright, so we got a pretty packed show today, including an event for some of the more seasoned fans of the series. But yeah, let's go ahead and start by kicking things off here with an update as to what's going on with the 9th anniversary for PSO2. And we have that here. So for week number 2, we are currently at over 94 million points. So we're starting to zero in on that third reward of 50 photon quartz, which we're going to pick up at 150 million, given that we're dealing with the weekend now. Probably a good chance that we're going to hit that, and we're going to get into the secret fourth area here after that. Of course, we've also already picked up the first reward period, having an extra 25% rare drop rate boost going on, and then also the other reward here of picking up 5 of the N enhancement success rate plus 30%. So those will work towards getting players that are still trying to get their weapons together and units together and everything. And then we're probably going to get some other sort of boost going on. This week really more or less has the feel of the traditional web-linked event from earlier in the series, specifically with PSO and Phantasy Star Universe, in the way of it being more of like a maximum attack kind of event here. What are your thoughts?
The maximum attack? I'm trying to remember about that.
It was basically just kill all the enemies. There wasn't much more beyond the goal than just that.
Oh yeah, pretty much that.
But yeah, next week we revert back to just clearing tasks. So last time we got some extra.
Killing enemies is easier.
Oh yeah, especially if you're doing it in Mount Magnus. That's basically the recommendation that we're making on that one. And if you've got all your classes leveled up, just head up there, put it to the lower rank area, because those enemies are going to go down even faster then. It doesn't matter what rank you're on, so technically you can get more points by going into the rank 1 area.
Which is hilarious.
I know. Yeah, that's something that Sega's going to have to figure out for the next time they do something like this, but I guess we'll see in the future what they do decide to do. And of course, after week 3, which we get a point for completing each task, then it's week 4 where pretty much everything opens up. You get 3 points for each completed task. You get 1 point for every 10 enemies defeated. And to be clear, these points that we're talking about here are not the same as the seasonal points that you get in-game. This is the collective points that everybody on global and the Japanese version are working towards here.
Yeah, this is a co-server task, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. So once we get to 1 point for every 10 enemies defeated, it's going to work for every area, including Mount Magnus, Manford, Laboratory Ruins, and Resolve Forest. The only place that doesn't count is Halfia Lake.
Of course.
So, yeah, I think after what ship 1 and 2 did, and I think also one of the Japanese ships did as well earlier this week, well, they didn't say that they were going to give any points, and I doubt they're going to change that now, but Several of those level 64 Gigantics have gone down at this point.
Nice.
And Xantz, I do have to call you out that you signed up and you missed that event.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know exactly what time it was going to be. Like, when did you guys do it?
We started waiting well, the plan was to start waiting at 4 a.m. The server got delayed coming up, and so then it was 6 a.m. that we started waiting, and then it actually happened about 7:10 or so.
Yeah, at that point I wouldn't have been able to do it since I had to be at lectures.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Let's see. Yeah, and then there's also going to be 10 points for taking out an urgent quest, and it's going to count for both of the urgent quests on that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So, but that is what's coming up in a couple of weeks from now, starting the week of the 28th. All right. So, yeah, I did get disconnected briefly during that event. That wasn't fun when I was trying to get back in. But I'm gonna have I've already uploaded the full footage on this, so I'll be releasing that as soon as the HD version of that finishes rendering on the YouTube side. That's the only thing I'm waiting for at this point. But yeah, that's basically what's going on with the 9th anniversary event at this point here. With that, let's move into our second topic here. So earlier this week, we had several streamers that basically did a sponsored stream for Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, and it was with and I apologize if I say these wrong, Sikuno, Katamina, and Disguised Toast.
Okay.
And basically what ended up happening was it was a complete disaster for them. There was either a player or multiple players that was interrupting their streams, basically saying racial slurs throughout the whole thing, and they basically didn't know how to handle it. They didn't know how to block whispers. They didn't know how to block an individual player, and this just compounds on top of everything else we've been saying over the past several weeks here. Especially since, symbol arts are being blocked from the general chat, which Sega might have done specifically for this situation, except it didn't really work in the end.
Nope. It still didn't. Like, the main issue right now is not being able to turn off, like, the bubble chats at all.
I agree. And this got so bad that each one of them had to unfortunately delete their streams after they were done.
And deleting VODs is never that great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really bad situation, and it puts PSO2 New Genesis in a really bad light at this point, with other potential streamers that might have come on as sponsored streamers to help promote the game. Look, the Phantasy Star series is popular enough that it's never going to fully die, but this had with something like this, it's having the potential to prevent the series from sort of reaching that critical mass that's going to bring it up to the next level, say where your Final Fantasy 14s are and your World of Warcrafts are. Although World of Warcraft is having its own issues.
Yeah, especially Final Fantasy 14. Before we started recording here, we talked about Asmongold. Him streaming Final Fantasy 14 is bringing so many people in that Square Enix actually ran out of keys on their website.
Yep. Yeah. And it's exactly they ran out of digital copies to sell, at least until they could generate more of them. So yeah.
Insane.
And the fact of the matter is, Final Fantasy 14 at Square Enix, they did an amazing job with what was happening to Asmongold. As soon as he got outside of that initial area, the whole screen was just spammed with effects that you could do in the city from weapon attacks and things like that. And all he had to do was just set a /busy flag, and then Square Enix just had to come in and ban the snipers, and that was it. He was fine after that. This situation that we've got in PSO2, look, I love bubble chat. It's a staple of the series. But at this point, there needs to be some way to just completely turn off chat at this point. Now that streaming has become such a thing in the world of online gaming and promotional content, at this point, this is just unacceptable anymore.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I might... Like, Dragon Quest X right now has been adding in features for streamers when it comes to giving them more privacy and also giving other players more privacy. They go a bit when it comes to a lot of that stuff, but overall, you're giving the streamers more things that they can put on in order to make sure that their streaming experience isn't completely hampered by everyone.
Yep. And even myself, when I did my last stream last week, I had to make a jump cut in there for the YouTube version that I uploaded, specifically because we had one of those bots advertising a website, and I wanted to take it out.
And not to mention also the closed beta test near the end.
Oh yeah, that was a complete disaster, and it's such a shame that Sega is just they seem to either not know what's going on here, or they just don't care. And this isn't.
Or they just don't know how toxic the U.S. user base usually is when it comes to online stuff.
Could be. But yeah, at this point, I don't know what the right answer is going to be here. The perfect answer would be a simple / command, and it disables everything, except if you're actively in a party with another group. Because then you have to at least say, yes, I want to join this party, and then at that point, you know what you're getting yourself into then. But something that just turns off general chat and turns off whisper chat, maybe even alliance chat as well, depending upon what alliance you're in. It's just unacceptable in this age that Sega is just dragging their feet on this, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like, this isn't the Dreamcast days anymore.
Yeah.
Where online gaming was still a new feature that not many people had.
Yep. Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where, yeah, potentially other sponsored streamers may not even want to do this now because they have their own careers to think about. They can't let that kind of content go out on their streams, or else they could get banned by Twitch or whatever other service they're streaming on. That's the real risk that they run by playing Phantasy Star Online 2 now at this point, and it's such a shame that it's coming to this.
Yeah. Because I know several streamers that aren't like that. Like, they don't have that kind of toxicity coming to them. Like, GM Custom. I love watching his streams, and it's always great watching him. And I've never seen that kind of negativity show up on his streams.
Yeah, and I've been lucky to not have that kind of thing either. But at the same time, I at least know what I need to do, at least if there's just one troublemaker causing issues. I know how to get somebody onto the blacklist, and I think that at least is one part of this, and that Sega, at the very least, needs to arm them with how to deal with troublemakers like that. But yeah, it's not good that they had to delete their streams. Anybody that they potentially could have brought in now, they're likely not looking at this anymore.
Yeah, they might, especially if Sega actually does something about this. But if not, I don't know. It's still upsetting though.
Yeah, especially with the content gap that we've got going on right now.
Yeah, it's probably going to be still a good while until Desert comes out.
Yeah, that's not happening until the level cap happens. What we have coming up next is the base defense, and we're gonna get a little bit more into this as well because there's also been an update to the roadmap. Or actually, I guess we could just bring this up right now here as kind of going into the next topic here. Sorry to anybody that's viewing this through the YouTube that we're jumping around here. So yeah, in August, we're getting the Braver class, and we're also getting the defense quests. Yep. So that'll be interesting to see what that's like once that comes out.
Yeah,
and then
I like the defense quest. The one thing about episode 5 in PSO2 that I actually liked.
Yep. And then starting in autumn, we're getting the new class Bouncer.
My main, let's go.
We're getting the trigger quests. We're getting the mission pass re-implemented.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yep. And then we're also getting the mag evolution device sharing system implemented, and that has been bumped from August into autumn now.
Ah, damn. So I have to wait longer until I have my Jack Frost following me.
Yep. And then the other update that's happened here is the title system is just completely off the map now.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so it definitely seems like Sega is falling behind on whatever it is that they're trying to develop here.
Huh. Like, I don't know why implementing a title system is that hard.
I don't get it either.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Phantasy Star Universe didn't add in a title system until, like, a year or two into it.
Yeah, I think it came with Ambition of the Illuminists, but I might be wrong with that. But PSO2, that had the title system, I think, fairly close to the start, if not at the start of it to begin with.
Yeah. I just find that weird.
Yeah. It feels like... It really does feel like sometimes this game was released in an incomplete state and it was rushed out.
More than likely, that might be it. Because PSO2 was wrapping down, you finally got the English audience in, so you wanted to get something to make sure that not only that can English catch up to the Japanese servers, but also so you can keep that momentum going of more and more hype.
I agree. I completely agree, and really at this point, the way that the game is, I'm starting to feel like it could have used another year. Like, maybe Sega could have released, maybe a mini episode to sort of bridge the gap there in classic PSO2, and then release New Genesis.
Yeah, and just implement a, like the graphics update that they did. Just to make sure that the game stays, like, relevant-ish.
Agreed. But yeah, it's
I don't know. Sega's had that problem all the time with rushing things. I'm a Sonic fan, so you can clearly tell I know about how much Sega rushes things.
Gotta go fast.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that.
Yeah. Oh, why did Sonic 06 turn out terrible? Well, because they rushed the game out to get it for the 20th anniversary.
Well, it was also because they were working on Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Yep, they were split up too much. Oh, why did Sonic Boom Rise of Relic turn out terrible? Because it was rushed. Big Red Button wasn't given the time or the... Yeah, basically they just weren't given the time to actually polish it and make it good.
Everybody remembers the Knuckles Infinite jump, I'm pretty sure, from that game.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely seems like for a long time Sega has had management issues in terms of.
Absolutely. And it's not just Sega themselves; it's also just the main people. Like, look at how Balan Wonderworld turned out. That was done by Yuji Naka. Like, he was directed it. So, the Sonic guy. So you would think it would be good, but then it turned out terrible. Not because it wasn't completely unpolished, but just because it was simplistic to a massive fault.
Yeah. The only thing that ever seems to be, at least finished for the most part, at least in my opinion, is the music that comes out of these games.
Oh, absolutely. Music has always been top notch.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone will doubt that.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation here, though, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Hopefully, Defense Quests end up delivering a bit more action to things than what we've got currently.
I hope so too.
Go ahead.
I hope so too, because I've been on and off now with New Genesis since I got to level 20.
Yeah, I'm at max level on all of my classes at this point. So at this point, I'm just working towards those NX cubes.
I might go back over to regular PSO and finish up some stuff that I never did.
True. I know I never got myself like really high up on Masquerade, so that I could get some star gems out of that.
Same. Same with the other solo extreme.
Yep. But it's also given me an opportunity to get back to some other games in the series that I need to pick up. Mm-hmm. Although this weekend, I think I'm going to be wrapping up Final Fantasy XIV with patch 5.5 finally.
Nice.
And then I'll look at that in the future.
Yeah, and I need to get back into Clementine as well. We got an update on that we'll talk about here, since that got a level cap increase again.
Yep. Alright, let's move on to our next topic here, moving into all the updates that we got this week here. So, we got 4 new scratch tickets, which we'll get into shortly here.
Oh boy, they're revival scratches. So a
Yep.
bunch of PSO2 stuff that are scratchable in New Genesis and sellable in New Genesis.
Yep, we'll get to that shortly.
Mm-hmm.
There were also some items sent to receive campaign items, so there was an apology for the end rare drop rate 24-hour plus 50%. For players affected by a bug where the effect duration of boost items were sometimes shorter than they should have been. And then there was also a similar apology for the non-24-hour version as well. In terms of bug fixes, they fixed a bug where random weather changes were not occurring correctly. So, unfortunately, that calendar that some players had been putting together, that's out the window now. And then they fixed a bug with the personal shop where the search function would not work if players had selected weapons under the category settings, so that function is working now. So you can use your category searches again.
Yay! Finally. Like, that was the most annoying thing when I wanted to try to get a 4-star twin machine gun. Because I didn't look on the wiki before I was linked to it about, like, what was the name of it.
Right. And I'm sure this is also going to cause prices to start dropping for a lot of those weapons as well, now that players can just say, give me 4-star weapons that are swords that have 4 augments on them.
Oh, especially the level 12 versions of the 4 stars.
Yep.
I think those will start dropping hard. In fact, let me go check the twin machine gun one right now.
While you're doing that, in terms of other bugs, they fixed a bug where innerwear was sometimes not displayed correctly. They fixed a bug with AC and Star Gem scratch tickets where the acquired items list was sometimes not displayed under certain conditions, and they fixed a bug where weapon camo purchased from the personal shop would disappear under certain conditions, and for that one they are looking to compensate affected players. And of course, this was also the maintenance where the Gigantics updates went into effect. And as we said before, several ships, including one on the Japanese side, did take down one of the level 64 Gigantics.
So, yeah, the level 15, it's actually level 15. So the level 15 4-stars are now at 1,000.
So there you go.
Yeah. At least for Twin Machine Gun on ship 1, so... which I am going to buy that.
Alright. So we also have some other bug updates here. So there is the bug where the enemy Pettis Vera will not appear in the Urgent Quest Command Doll suppression operation. This has been updated to say that the issue can be resolved by checking the files in your platform store or by reinstalling the game. And that if it still does not resolve after that, to contact customer support. So it looks like there is some sort of file corruption that's happening on certain players' systems, and Sega wants to confirm that that's where the issue actually is at this point. And yeah, weapon camos are selling like hotcakes, as one would expect.
Oh, absolutely. Not only just the weapon camos, but the emotes. Like, some of the more popular emotes, which, you say 3 mil there? Let's just see how much pole dance is.
Let's see, this is the same bug that we were talking about before, about the weapon search, or category search not working.
Huh. I guess weapon camos are selling better than emotes are.
Yep. This one here is the same thing we were talking about, the boosters sometimes being shortened, and that compensation went out. Once again, we just mentioned this about the Gigantics. Regarding items that were obtained using Weapon Camo C tickets and cannot be put up for sale on a personal shop or recycled, they're currently working to fix this issue, and they've confirmed that items are unable to be put up for sale on the personal shop in New Genesis blocks, but they can be put up for sale on the personal shop in PSO2 blocks, which is not supposed to happen. And the same for recycling as well. You can't recycle them on the New Genesis blocks, but you can recycle them in the PSO2 blocks. And as of right now, they're telling players to refrain from recycling or putting items that were obtained using those tickets up on the personal shop in the PSO2 block. And they will fix these bugs and enable items that were obtained using Weapon Camo C tickets to be recycled and sold on the personal shop in New Genesis blocks at a later date. And during all this, they also, it appears that they also shut down the shop, the personal shop, from 3:40 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. on July the 14th. Alright, let's start to jump into those scratches here. So, we got 4 scratches this time. They're all revival scratches, which means that basically these are scratches that have appeared in the past, but now they're all going to be usable and sellable on the New Genesis shop, aside from what was just confirmed a moment ago here. So, yeah. Let's take a quick look at this here. You got your weapon camos.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And then you've got an accessory revival here. And a hairstyle revival. And an emote revival as well.
Everything's expensive. Oh,
there's the pole dance.
Yeah, pole dance.
So yeah, taking a look at the weapon camos, I mean, the list just goes on and on here. So we're just gonna kind of scroll through some of these. Because we'd be here forever if we went through this entire list here. Yeah, it would have been better if they had put that all into one video there, like at the start, but unfortunately, no. Here's the My Fist camo. And of course, you got the Goro Majima bat.
I already have that bat. Like, I had that bat back whenever it was just part of the Sega Scratch thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was like, what, 2 or 3 months in on Global's launch, I think.
Hey, it made me level Tector, so
yep,
I'll take that. Because I wanted the full Majima thing, which included the bat.
Let's see. Looks like there is a scratch bonus on these. So, actually, at 10...
You get a bow weapon camo if you do 10. That's hilarious, because there is no bow weapon in New Genesis yet.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. Although, technically, you could bring it back to PSO2 with you.
That is true.
But I guess they're getting ready for when Braver launches next month.
Yep.
Yeah, at 20 you get the Loyal Guard Katana Kokorozashi. At 35 you got the Arbor. At 40 you got the Skullsturm. At 50 you got the Enchanted Shot Mist Lutean. At 55 you got the Artemis and Rapier. At 65 you got the White Disaster weapon camo. And at 70 you got Weapon Stealthing, which, if you still got PSO2 mission badges, just get it from the mission badge shop instead.
Which I probably still have plenty of mission badges. I've rarely used them.
I picked one up a long time ago, so I really don't need one. In terms of... Let's see, this is the accessory collection here. So you got your wings again. You got your balloon bosoms again.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you gotta have them.
Yep, your kitsune tails. Cyber mask.
I'm actually curious how many people are still hanging out in PSO2 lobbies.
There are some players from what I've noticed in the past.
Oh yeah, there's actually plenty of people here. Wow.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
You've got the Atom wings. As well as the Clefus. Yeah, just all kinds of accessories here.
So many accessories.
The list just keeps going. When are we gonna hit the bottom here?
Eventually.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, in terms of the scratch count bonus for this one, at 5 you get the Rappy Balloon, 10 you get the Meseta Circle, 20 you get the Towel Waist Wrap, 25 Leg Armor, 35 the Rappy Head, 40 the Rappy Head Yellow, 50 the Heart Earrings Pink, 55 the Heart Earrings Blue, 65 Claw Arm Right, 70 Claw Arm Left, 80 Shoulder Arm Right, 85 Shoulder Arm Left, 95 Knee Holster Right, 100 Knee Holster Left, and at 110 you get the Claw Arm B Right and the Claw Arm B Left at 115.
Yeah, it's too many. Exactly, Lord Samuel.
It's insane. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And then we've got all the different hairstyles, which for me was never a big thing, but you do have
you have the bald head.
Yep. There is the MFDB hair, which gives you, I guess, fox ears or something like that. But yeah, hairstyles have never been my thing.
Same with me. I like the hair that I already have, and that outfit that's in that picture right now, I still have that as my main outfit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's nice.
All these hairstyles. Although you do also get some interesting hoods as well. Solitary Helmet 2, Eastern Sorcerer Hood, the Way Helmet.
Yeah, but well, here's the thing, Samuel. Whenever PrinceBrightstar doesn't have the full cast thing on, like he has that beast thing, he'll have the skinhead hair.
Yep. Yep, because I'm waiting for the day when Sega just lets me go full dragon and I can get scales on my skin.
Yeah.
For the scratch count bonuses on this one, at 5 draws you get the full face helmet Shadow. At 10 you get the full face helmet Snow. At 20 you get the Ica Hair 2 GV. 25, the Dealer Pigtails GV. 35, the Sharp Pigtails GV. 40, the Parted Medium GV. 50, the Sporty Short Hair GV. And at 55, the Braided Half Updo GV.
So not as many as the accessory one, but still a lot. And yes, you are right, Samuel. The hairstyles are just way too overexpensive.
Yep,
That
definitely.
always happen.
And then lastly, we have the one for emotes. So you get the 15 Peak, the 21 Pose 4, the 22 Pose 5, 28 Dance 5.
We
And
don't
it
need
just-
to list out every single one. There is a lot.
Oh yeah, the list just keeps going on and on and on. And this is basically your chance to pick up... Say again?
It's a lot of emotes, and a lot of them are selling for a lot cheaper than they did on PSO2. So if you missed out on some of the emotes, here's your chance to grab some of them.
Yep. I might actually grab the Snowball Fight too.
Yeah, I never grabbed that either. And there are some dance emotes that are selling for cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely this is definitely a good time to get emotes if you haven't gotten a bunch yet.
You're mostly just buying outfits. Yeah, and then there's me where I do like the emotes, and I do use the emotes a lot.
Yeah, they put the umbrella dance in.
And there were also some of these that were, I believe some of them were from the Mission Pass.
Probably.
Or like some of them from Mission Pass and some of them through the Daily Shop.
Yep. Fire Away was always a fun one.
Oh, definitely.
And you
Also
got
the banana.
Yep.
The banana boat.
And the Snow Fun. All the poses from the different weapon types.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting that you can hold soaring blades while you're in New Genesis, even though that class hasn't released yet.
Nope, and it won't be out until a while. Like, I want my bouncer back. I love bouncer.
Yep. And then you've got the giant Roomba. Office chair. I'm pretty sure chair dance is in here as well somewhere.
I didn't see chair dance.
Or no, it was
If-
the pole dance.
Yeah, it's just the
let's
pole dance. If chair dance was in there, oh boy, it would be skyrocketing in price.
Yeah. In terms of the bonuses for this one, at 20 draws, you get the 303 Play with Kitty. 35, you get the 335 Missile. At 40, you get the 339 Suspended. 50, the 341 Pitfall. That one's always a fun one. At 55, the 344 Flash Step. 65, the 253 Pull-Out Camera 2. 70, the 267 Cook. 80, the 286 Paper Airplane. And at 85, the 288 Falling Wash Bin. Or Wash Basin, rather. So yeah, a whole bunch of new, well, not new, but a whole bunch of scratch collections are available if you need to pick up stuff still. Alright, moving on, there's still some other bugs here. The word defend is sometimes not displayed when damage attenuation occurs due to level differences between the players and an enemy. This is only a display bug, and the damage attenuation due to level differences between players and enemies is occurring correctly. There's also a bug here. Players may not be able to exchange points for items, and the maximum purchase number may not be displayed correctly in the seasonal points exchange shop. So, for this one, if this error occurs, please try selecting only one type of item, as this will resolve the issue. And the maximum purchase number is sometimes not displayed correctly. This is only a display bug, and players can purchase items up to the specified number of times. So, basically, just don't try to buy multiple things at the same time. Or rather, multiple different items at the same time. That'll resolve that first bug for you. Alright. And lastly, we have an announcement regarding the maintenance on July the 27th, in that there will be no maintenance.
Nope. It just didn't exist.
Right.
It was all in your imagination.
So basically, the 9th anniversary event is going to go straight into the 4th week without having to have a maintenance to bring it up. Weekly tasks will be reset at 10 p.m. on July the 27th. And the prior weeks will expire at that time as well. Alright, so that does it for PSO2 New Genesis today. Let's move on now to IDOLA. We did get an update this week here. So, summer has arrived. Ain't bikini the best friend of the sweating weather? Stay tuned for to the following weeks. The real summer has just started. So, basically, we have Papona in a swimsuit at this point here now. And then following that, Dear Adventurers, the server will be offline from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on July the 13th for maintenance. And they said that after that they were going to be distributing a gacha ticket as well as 10,000 Meseta once the server reopened. And then they also...
Meseta in IDOLA is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is not much to talk about there. And then they also put out one more character image here. So this is an upcoming character, I believe, which will make their presence known soon. That being Odette here, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. As for the Japanese side of things here, we got the first half of the 2021 Character Special Gacha. So for this one, it costs 2,000 Star Diamonds to do a 10 pull from this gacha. And you can also use Lucky Chances gained from the arena gacha. So inside of this, you're going to have Stella, Chocolates of Hidden Desire, Mirabelle, Giselle Memories, Matoy Innocent Resolve, Windus Pure Bride, Luther X, and Lulutimia. And there's also a paid version of this scratch as well. So this one will give you, for 2,000 paid Star Diamonds, you have 3 times the chance of getting one of those characters. There's also a 2019 Symbol Special Pickup Gacha, so for yeah, this one's kind of interesting. For 1,000 Star Diamonds paid per 10 pull, this gacha is going to drop symbols that were released back in 2019, and you have a 3 times higher chance of pulling from the pickup symbols.
Weird. I'm guessing they're like adjusted to still be usable with these, because I know what I know with gachas is that power creep happens all the goddamn time. So anything that happens 2 years ago was massively underpowered compared to how it is now.
Yep.
So I'm guessing these symbolers are still usable then?
I guess so, yeah. So you got the Zenesis Fidel support. Say again?
Jenna's in the chat here.
Oh.
Or
Yeah,
Genus.
hello. Alright, for this one, support effect that this character casts that lasts 2 or more turns are extended by 1 or 2 turns. Potential ability, decrease damage received from reverse rush by 40%. Okay, that one right there would be huge in a lot of cases. So yeah, these are very useful ones.
Okay.
For the Yasmin Kov 9000M, if the character's normal attack lands a weak hit, increase all elements by 0.5. It has the potential ability reduce damage taken by 15% from all attacks that target all. And then the Sayu Kaigetsu. Increase own elemental value by 0.2 or 0.5 after landing a weak hit, and increase weak hit damage by 4 or 10%. Potential ability, increase critical rate by 20%. And then we've also got a few more here. The Lynx Assassin, at the start of the final battle, applies support effect removal, normal attack. And it has a potential ability. The ability can trigger twice per quest. For the boss's summer vacation, at the start of the final battle, increase reverse rush level by 1. With the potential ability, the ability can trigger twice per quest. And lastly, Storyteller of Alf Lila. At the start of a turn, if an enemy's elemental value is 8 or higher, increase speed by 14 or 20%, and increase status effect chance by 20 or 80% for 1 turn. With a potential ability, the ability can trigger twice per quest. Yeah, that one is also huge, because if the enemy team is at 8 or higher, that means they can do an elemental blast, and this gives you a chance to potentially sneak in there with a status effect and basically stun a character from getting theirs off. There's also a reprint of the limited collection quest Summer Vacation in Vandor. And with that, you can get the event symbol Palm Spear. After using your Elemental Blast, apply a stack of Support Protect. With the potential ability, lowers elemental value requirements by 1. And then I think that was it. No, there was one more. Wait, did we cover this last week?
I think I don't remember.
No, we didn't. This is new. They're also doing a 2018 Symbol Special Pickup Gacha as well. So, which is really interesting because these symbols are only 5-star symbols, compared to 6-star symbols. But okay, Meteor Kujo, increased damage by 35% or 50% during Reverse Rush. Motive Prophecy, increase elemental blast damage by 17% or 26%. Elegance Mademoiselle, when the character defeats a fire element enemy, next turn increase the character's attack by 21% or 30%. Naughty Santa of the Holy Knight, after the character attacks an enemy in a reverse rush, increase attack by 21% or 30% for 1 turn. And Midnight, when the character defeats a water element enemy, for the next turn, increase attack by 21% or 30%. And Ares Knight's Day Off, if the character's HP is 40% or lower, recover HP by 18% or 30% at the start of the turn. And there we go, now we're caught up. So, yeah, after Record 7 last week, it kind of makes sense that that there wouldn't be too much in the next week here. Alright, moving on from IDOLA, we have an update for Clementine. Why don't you go ahead and take this one, Zance? Zance, did I lose you? Yeah, I might have lost you. Alright. Let me just make sure if you're still connected to me in Discord here. Now you're still there. Alright, I'll start with this here then. For enemies that cast Megid should now cast the correct level based on its visual level. Example, a level 1 Megid from a Deljaban is now level 1 Incapacitate. And enemy data files have been completely restructured to allow for a host of additional functionality for future content. For missions, the following missions will now be available with S2 difficulty. So that includes the Mad Beast, Mine Defense, Military Subway, Hill of Spores, Lonely Laboratory, the Black Nest, Phantom Ruins, Illusionary Shaft, Phantom Fissure, Forest of Illusion, and the following new mission will be available with C to S2 difficulty at Casino Valoil, Dusty Mines. And yeah, Dusty Mines, if we go over here, yeah, this is a new mission. I don't remember Casino Valoil ever having a mission in Ambition of Luminous, unless it happened on the Japanese side after Global closed down. But it looks like you could get some decent drops from here, including the Build-A-Bear Kane, Karakasa J-Gun, the Rabble Bistat, Daga Cressa Plus, Vish Diragak, the Tup Yupkit, the Dibalagito, Aldaga Cressa Plus, and the Milan Knuckle. And then, of course, you got a bunch of other drops for the lower ranks as well. Plus, you've got your area drops and your clear boxes as well. They also fixed an issue with the Souza Kidano board, where it would not be able to craft the Sandanak with Kubara wood. The Tipo Dogma and the Rebellion have had their visual effects corrected. Grinder Base C and Grinder Base B have been removed from rare missions S and S2.
Hi.
There you
I'm
go.
on my phone now.
Yeah, you said you lost your connection.
Yeah, my connection just completely went out. Hence why I don't sound that great right now.
Gotcha. Are you able to proceed, or?
Yeah, talking about the universe updates there.
Yeah, so I just went past the one for Grinder Base C and Grinder Base B. So why don't you pick up with Skull Base Sorcerer, or Skull Sorcerer rather?
Oh yeah, Skull Sorcerer and Lambda Excalibur are available for crafting from the Rogue Siblings. Hell yes, I love the Lambda Excalibur. A Ransom line has been added to all areas, level 150 plus. The PMC boys uniform had has had some of its colors corrected, and Mid-Range Plus no longer provides incorrect stats. The Sonic event is now over, so now all Sonic-related items will no longer be attainable, and if you didn't get the items yet, you can still get the titles, but you can't, if you already cleared to get those titles, but you can't defeat monsters to get those titles anymore. Level cap has been increased to 114, and boxes have undergone a massive structure change to allow functionality for more items in a single box, multiple items dropping per box, and better usage of drop boost. Due to this, all boxes in S2 and onward will now drop more items compared to before, and will contain all previous rank drops. Starting this mission, all S2 mission clear boxes contain A to S2 drops. This is a big one right here, or these next two things are big ones.
Oh yeah.
Partner machine maximum level has been increased to 400. Each field can be increased to level 100, allowing one character to own a single bot that has all its fields maxed out. That is really nice.
Yep.
So you don't have to. Yeah, so you don't have to constantly go to all of your alts in order to make sure that you got everything maxed.
Moreover, it just makes raising the thing easier because now you can just feed it food that's going to give it, stats and everything.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to worry about it. Just give it anything. PP will now regenerate on all weapons regardless of it being currently equipped. However, they must still be on the pallet. That's also really nice, especially for forces. And for gunners, I would think.
Yep.
Boost items now increase drop chances much more significantly and would now be considered a rare drop rate boost, as is the typical moniker. This means the rarest items in the box will be boosted at the expense of the most common items. And boost items will now also affect enemy drops by increasing the chance of special drops and the main enemy drop. And they potentially fixed an issue with infinite loading when starting missions. And this was something they had, the critical hits no longer force hard flinch thing, but that was crossed out.
Yeah. Yeah, and there were also some additional notes here, and I'm getting those up right now. But yeah, there was some others.
Now I'm back on my actual computer. Internet just suddenly came back on.
That's really weird, yeah.
Welcome to being in a college. Oh boy, I missed this experience. No, I don't.
Yeah, you might want to report that you're losing your connection, because I don't think that's supposed to happen on a network like that.
Oh, definitely not.
But as for the additional updates that they made here, they said for fixes, loot boxes incorrectly identifying party members that resulted in invisible or wrong drops has been fixed. Partner machine level would be reduced upon room entry if its level was above 100. Yeah, that's not a good one.
Nope.
Photon point regeneration on two-handed weapons would tick twice because you had two hands on it.
That's
twice.
Twice the TV charge.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
S2 rare missions now give 10 photon art fragments instead of 8. Enemy status effect immunity was not being correctly applied. Burn and poison resistance has been removed from Renvolt Magashi. And synthesis board for Lambda Excalibur has been fixed to require the correct materials. And then as for changes, they added a photon point cube and a transfer crystal to the entrance of Casino Valoil. And the consumable NPC shop in Casino Valoil has been moved nearer to the lobby entrance. And of course, the reason for that is because they added a mission there.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Oh,
Dusty
I didn't
Mine.
realize that.
Dusty Mines, I believe. Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is available with C to S2 rank of difficulty now.
Yeah, I should try that mission.
That sounds like it would be a fun one, yeah. And lastly, they had a note here, there was a problem with the client trying to enter a mission before the server had finished loading it, which should now be fixed, and as a failsafe, you will be teleported to the 4th floor if this error happens again. And if it does happen, to please let the team know. Alright, so that does it for the Phantasy Star Universe Clementine update. We got one more thing for you today, and that is, unfortunately, the end of a particularly well-known website for any of the classic Phantasy Star players. The Phantasy Star Pages has finally gone down after many years of being online. But the good news is the folks over at Phantasy Star Cave have made a backup copy and have made it available on their website. This was a page which really, it hasn't been updated since around the time when episode 3 on PSO was coming out, so Card Revolution. But this page had a lot of interesting information on it. It had, for instance, screenshots of, or rather, pictures of what game cartridges looked like. Had walkthroughs for some of the lesser-known games. As well as a whole bunch of fan fiction on it here, including a section called Conversations Within LCDon, which was always just a fun thing to think about when you realize, okay, all the heroes that happened before Chaz Rudy came along, yeah, what were they talking about inside that sword, waiting for thousands of years for someone to come along and pick the sword up?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's an interesting trip down memory lane if you remember visiting this site anytime in the past. And it's nice to see that this site at least is going to live on thanks to the work that was done by PS Cave.
Yeah, I'm always appreciative of any kind of archive work. Like with archiving the PSU wiki after that went down. Like, that's great. I don't want that kind of work to just disappear.
Yep, and I know we had something similar to this happen last year, or maybe earlier than that, with Camos, if I remember correctly. But
could you
yeah,
remind me about what that was again?
that was a similar page to this. That was classic Algol Phantasy Star focused.
Okay.
But yeah, the way that you get to it right now is you go to pscave.com, and the page is located right here in the middle. A mirror for a mirror of the Phantasy Star Pages has been made available. I'm not sure where they're going to put it once this update passes through, but yeah, it's there if you want to explore the site.
And they also updated the Generations 1 section. Wow, nice.
Yep. Yeah, Phantasy Star Cave is one of the few sites that still exists and is actively being worked on still.
Updates might be very, very slow. As you can see there was an 18th or June 18th, 2020 update, and then March 2021 update. So yeah, updates are slow on that site, but it doesn't need that much updating since all the stuff is already old and probably already there.
Exactly. Alright, so that covers everything that we had for today, unless you had anything else you wanted to add today, Xance?
Not that I could find.
Alright. In that case, with all that said, that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Xance and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
Johnny.